Right, guys, I just want to show you a question time clip where an audience member rips into the panel for their love of Partygate while also pointing out the facts of life regarding lockdowns. He not only tells them screw Partygate, he absolutely schools them on what people care about, like the cost of living crisis that was partially caused by Boris Johnson's lockdowns. On top of that, he also calls out the BBC for ignoring the collateral damage these lockdowns have caused, which is something we've been doing for nearly 2 years now. But you know what, enough of me talking, take a listen to it for yourself and we'll go over it after.
Jamie, you asked this question. What do you think of what you've heard?
Well, I agree with what Mims was saying, to be honest, in general. I think what it shows that by Boris Johnson breaking the rules was that they were absurd in the first place and that we should never have gone into lockdown. And that it was the biggest mistake, I think, that the government has made, because we now have a mental health crisis. We now have children who have to catch up on their lost learning, and we have NHS backlogs of over 6 million people, and we have cancer patients who can't get seen, who died during lockdown. No one talks about that. Why are we not talking about the collateral damage from 2 years of lockdowns, which have destroyed the economy and which have caused the cost of living crisis that's happened today?
Okay.
Well, I can answer his final question on why the BBC won't talk about the damage caused by lockdowns, and that's because they not only championed it back then, but they also 100% support it coming back in the future. Yes, they hope by ignoring the damage it caused, they can convince the gullible sheep who watch their bile to do it all over again whenever they say. This is why Partygate is used to political point score and not the real scandals like the devastating damage caused by lockdowns. Now, as you know, Labour cannot talk about lockdown because they all bloody voted for it and actually demanded harder and faster ones, we must remember, all while the media and especially the BBC pumped out constant fake news to keep it going. I mean, let's remember, the BBC literally promoted Sage's doom-mongering daily without ever pointing out the fact that they consistently got it wrong. So, to put it simply, the media and politicians hope they can blame this cost of living crisis and literally everything else on Putin. I say that because the general public, otherwise known as space nappy-wearing brain-dead sheep, can never know what this lot did, can they? In fact, you can actually hear Fiona Bruce trying her best to run a bit of damage control at the end there by trying to get him to stop, but thankfully he'd already made his point and the audience agreed with him, which I hope made a few BBC viewers at home think about this question. I mean, the audience members near him at the start show that people who still watch the BBC believe the lies that are fed to him even 2 years later because they literally changed their tune as he was speaking. Yep, at first you hear some of them laughing at him for calling the rules stupid before they swiftly shut up when he mentions people dying, kids' development being destroyed, the mental health crisis and NHS treatment delays. I would say some in that studio audience literally had no idea what damage the lockdowns had caused because they lack cognitive ability to think for themselves, and the BBC have clearly never linked the two of them, I guess. You could say he gave the BBC audience more truth in 40 seconds there than the BBC have literally done in 2 years, because the only thing he missed out was the fact that lockdowns don't work, but either way he absolutely smashed it. So, if you know this man, buy him a pint because he bloody deserves it after that one. He literally schooled the BBC as well as I've seen many do it. Now guys, I'm going to love you and leave you with that one, but I want to thank you all for watching as always. Make sure to let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Subscribe if you ain't already, hit the notification bell and enjoy your bank holiday weekend.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.